How are we doing today? We have market open. We're doing another video where we live trade. Let's see. I've never seen this before. So hold up. 9:45. Watch for potential early movement indices. I've never gotten that before. That's kind of sick. But market open here is ripping. We have market news at 10, and the market closed at 1 p.m. today. So that's interesting. I've made 3 of these videos where I trade market open. I show you guys the whole thing, and I just, whatever. And I have lost all 3 times. So I'm trying to get my lick back today by actually making a winning trade today. I have not won a trade before while live trading. I'm 0-3. I've literally lost every single time, which is why these videos rip every single time as well. But while the market's just ripping up and there's nothing to talk about, use code Diego on Alpha Futures and Apex. Apex running 80% off till July 8th, so that's pretty sick. And Alpha Futures is the same price pretty much, a little bit more expensive, like a few dollars more than Top Step right now, with better rules until July 6th, I believe. So you have some time to get some accounts, and they have better payout rules than Top Step, and, they're a great account. So use code Diego, helps me out a lot. Just want to plug that, make a little bread. And I appreciate anyone that does so as well. Obviously, trade responsibly with those things, man. They are designed. Top Step makes about $50 million a month in profit, right? They're not for the trader. I mean, they're good for traders, but they're not for them, right? So I'll show you guys my bias real quick. Okay, just texting. Okay, so the bias, we're at all-time highs. So there is literally nothing to the left of us. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. There's nothing to the left of us. So I have no targets higher. Like I would start targeting just dollar amounts, like 200s, the 100s, like stuff like that. Like just random numbers that we pull out of our behind. But in terms of going lower, I really wanted to see us go lower and run these lows. But again, you just don't want to be a hero on these at all-time highs. But I do want to see us run lower if we can. So that's going to be the idea. But right now we're holding this 5-minute gap and displacing higher off open. So hopefully this is our Judas swing. I mean, this would be a pretty gnarly inversion fair value gap to take. I'd probably want to see a little bit more structure. But, I mean, if we can't break through this, we're not going to go lower anyways. So that's the first thing that needs to break. And then we can look for some potential maybe shorts. I'm, again, leaning short bias. Just because I do think we need to rebalance London and Asia low. They're too equal, and then we have all this liquidity. And it's a Friday, half day. I don't know. So we'll see. But if we start trending, then we're trending, and I'll try and take a scalp long. But if we get nothing, we get nothing. But again, man, I'm 0-3 with these types of live trades, which is horrendous. So hopefully we can do well today. And, yeah, succeed and get a win. So if you haven't, subscribe. These are my favorite videos to make. It's kind of hard because right now when the market's doing nothing, I'm just kind of rambling about nonsense. Because literally, I either need to see us trend out of this and continue trending. We have no targets to the left. That's why all-time highs is just ridiculously hard to trade because, it's hard to try and be a hero and short this market. Like, you're literally picking the top of the entire market. And that, isn't always likely. But, that's what you're trying to do, so that's difficult. alongside with just the fact that, at all-time highs, people want to buy. People are like, oh, shoot, we're going up. People are buying this thing up, so, I mean, this fair value gap's important, so I'm just going to kind of always keep giving you guys updates on what I'm looking for. I mean, ES is still just ripping. It tagged its first fair value gap and ripping. So, yeah, I mean, I've had less correlation between the assets recently, I noticed, but not in a super bad way. So I would really like to see this get a close below here, an order block, and then really could consider just shorting that, man. But it's like I'm always convinced myself to try and look for more stuff, so. So yeah, I mean, that would look like a convincing short to me. But, yeah, man, If you guys follow soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, today is a pretty sad day, man. Diego Jota, the Portuguese player, him and his brother passed away, so that's pretty sad. So, yeah, R.I.P. them and their family, man. Because that's just sad, obviously. Toughest thing with yesterday is that, dude, everybody caught the same long. Literally where I was in long. So many people caught longs either here or here and just rode them up. Or even later, like here. And, dude, I literally had it. I was in here. And I closed right on the push up. Like, this is, like I was saying in the video yesterday, this is like the entry. This was the re-entry. We get the pullback, boom, get a close above. I get closed out, stopped out right here. Like, bro, right when it starts expanding. If I even just went break even after this candle, I would have been fine. It would have been emotional break even, but I still would have been fine. And that's frustrating. I just didn't trade the trends well. I don't really know where to put my stop. I guess I can just be happy with my stop loss below this low, because if we're in a proper trend, we don't sweep the lows. So I guess that's where I could have gone better, but yeah, man. Really do want to see us rebalance this. But we may just never go lower today. Which would be interesting. Let's see where we closed yesterday. So we have this whole gap to fill. About 100 points. So 938. So extended 38. So this is where we kind of closed yesterday, I believe. 16. Yeah, so we closed around here yesterday. So I want to see us get at least down towards yesterday's close. We have an SMT at those highs. So now I want to see us then get this inversion, first of all, obviously. Put in an order block and then run lower. Again, I'm pretty bearish bias. Not trying to pick the bottom, not trying to pick the top, but I do believe that this would be the area that we would top out, right? Want to see this 2 minute / 5 minute / 3 minute get inversed. And then that looks like a pretty solid short. I mean, I have a lot of take profits lower. I'd be pretty happy to take a trade here. Take one profit off at this low, one at this low, one here, and then hold a runner to as low as possible. Would be the game plan, I believe. I believe. So we didn't inverse the first presented gap yet. We're about to, if we continue lower, obviously. ES is just chugging along, so I'll show you guys that. I have it up on the screen over here. But ES is just chugging along. ES finally hit all-time highs today. So ES hit all-time highs today. Would have been very clear drawing liquidity long if we didn't take that pre-market, but, you know, what can you do, right? So 15 minutes, about to finish up here in the next 5-10 minutes. I do want to see us start to roll over, though. So that would be an aggressive short entry right here. I'm not going to take this on my Express account, but this would be an aggressive short entry. Just go 5 contracts if we get a close. We do.
Order filled.
And that would be our aggressive entry. Risking $2,000. That would be if you wanted the full port of combine. You would just risk like $2K, and you'd only need to make $1,500. So if you wanted, I would full port on this, and I would just need it to get me here. So let's see if a hypothetical full port would work today. $16,000. So my first take profit would be really one, two, three, 4, and then 5. That's the trade right there. So we would have hit the full port on the account. That's pretty cool. Now I'm going to lock in here and be ready to take this trade for real here. I'm in queue. So we have everything we'd want to see. You got to get that inversion. You do have a 5-minute there. 3-minute I'd want to see close as well. Let's see if we can get all this. Again, it's just very scary to try and pick a top when you're trading against the trend. That's how I take profit. Take 1 off here, 2 off here, 3 off here, and then my 4th one there. See if we get this closure. We got the close below, so that's the entry. Do we have the news at 45? 10, we have news. Do you want to see this 1-minute close below? If anything, we could rebalance this 2-minute gap and then close back below. That would be nice as well. 3-minute barely closed. The 5-minute will close here. Just be patient here. See if we respect these fair value gaps, right? We don't immediately just dump. Wouldn't mind seeing us pull back. Wouldn't mind seeing us tag into this. Create a 2-minute order block, close back below it, then that would be a very confident entry. Again, I am 0-3 on trading days where I try and trade live here on these YouTube videos. So if we run through this, then we could just be bullish and we might just take a long. Yeah, I think I would take a long here. Depends, but I want to see 945 kind of close better. I would like to see us get into that 1-minute or 2-minute gap, but we are rejecting nice here. This would become an order block. If we get an inversion alongside it, that would look great. Don't mind a 2-minute one as well. Just watching ES. ES is a lot more bullish. We haven't even tagged that presented gap that we were trying to inverse. Has a 5-minute gap. It's holding on a lot stronger. So definitely going to be careful today on shorts. And really not throwing away the idea of a long here. So we tag the 2-minute. Let's just see what we get. Do we get a closure below this and rejection heavy, or do we keep rejecting higher, right? So how would I manage? How would I get in this trade? I would just anchor this down move, and then I would target the -1. So I would be targeting that. Closure below there or a 1-minute inversion here. So news did come out right there. It's tagging this order block. ES is ripping. We have an SMT, but I'm not really too concerned about that SMT. I do just want to see how we interact with this. Flipping that 5 minute. Kind of like this idea here. Just make sure we have nothing crazy. I don't like the ES is so far above. I'm just going to let it do its thing. I mean, we're not even getting the closure, so that's fine. We didn't get the 2 minutes, so we can't take this trade anyways. So nothing wrong with that. Haven't even closed the 1 minute yet. Not in a rush. Not in a rush, not in a rush. I'll also be looking to target just the fresh hundreds, 23,000. It's technically a data high now. I'm just going to wait until something really, really clear and obvious happens, right? We're getting this closure. I think I'm going to take this.
Order filled.
So we're in there. We let the market do its thing. We lose, we learn, right? Gotta let the trades play out. Can't do nothing about it now. So let's get my stop loss right. 344 will be pretty heavy. But we got to think, we closed a winning trade yesterday. So if we didn't close that and this one loses, then we wouldn't be as down bad, right? But we closed a winning trade yesterday. So if we lose today, which could happen, you know, we did it to ourselves. Love to see a 5 minute order block get put in here. So we have a 5-minute order block. Just because of the news, I'm going to mitigate risk. Doesn't mean I'm going to go break even here, but mitigate the risk there. ES is ripping, and Q needs to follow along here. Tag that order block again. Not looking great, but we're not going to close it early because that's what we did yesterday. In the macro now. Ooh.
Order filled. Order filled.
Just going to take the second one off there just in case it doesn't get there. Because that was an aggressive move. It's probably going to rebalance. I'm even going to take
Order filled.
one more off there just because I don't expect this to have so much room, right? I expect to get stopped at break even. So at least we don't end on this live streaming of a trade. What's it called? With another 4th straight loss. So now we just let our trade play out. I'm going to target 50 points. Actually, no. We'll target, doesn't really matter. We'll just leave our target up there. Probably going to get stopped at break even anyways. But if we didn't have news and a half day, I wouldn't be so quick to have closed profits there. But I just don't expect us to not get stopped at break even here, and I would have to go break even when we run above this high because there's nothing to the left of us. So all-time highs just becomes very tricky to try and trade. I'd like to see us just keep running up here. We have this fair value gap that we're starting to trade into to see how that works. We have our stop loss underneath it, so that hopefully will be fine. If we can get above this, I think that will be off to the races. But that's a big if. We only have about 10 points to play with. It's a decent closure. Just to see if we get a close above here, I'll trail my stop loss. If we get a closure above, if we can get above here, I'll trail my stop loss to that fair value gap low. That's a good closure. Going to trail that. Everything helps when you're in drawdown on accounts. It should not come back down here. Why? Because we're in the macro, we're trending up, we rebalance. This area we spend a lot of time in, we should not rebalance back here, right? That's my plan. Starting to run. I will close it right before 10 if we're really close to our take profit. So we used that order block really well and sponsored this push up on this next 5 minute. Would love to see a candle closure above this high. Well, really now this high. We'll leave by stop at break even until we get above this high. I don't need the extra $14, but it is nice if we do get that. But we already we partialed out of the rest of it to leave a runner, so that's what we partialed so we could leave the mental, so we could have the mental ability to hold my trade. Retrade into that order block. Again, if we're trending, this should just be the pullback and we should close back higher. So I like that reaction off the order block. If we can continue on this next candle going up instead of coming down. I'm going to leave here too because we also have this 5 minute fair value gap starting to open in the next 5 minutes. Hopefully news is bullish. See, that's a really nice reaction off the order block. After this trade plays out, I kind of want to reflect on the week and last week as well, because I do have some talking points I want to go over. But it's so hard trading all-time highs because there's no targets to the left. And it's just like every setup, like I wanted to take shorts, but shorts weren't right. And then we flipped out of it. I like this fair value gap tap. When we got this closure, it gave me a lot of confidence. At this point, I guess I'm just hoping that news pumps us up. I'd want to see news be one-sided, so I'm going to drag my stop loss to about here. If we see it kind of move and start going. No real right way to play news, if I'm being honest. I don't really know. So news in 1 second. Okay, cool. we continue the pump, I'm going to move my stop to here. Okay, cool. I'm going to just trail this now.
Order filled.
See, I'm happy with that. There is no real right way to play news and all-time highs, right? Did I do the best I possibly could? Absolutely not, right? But am I the best trader I possibly could be? Absolutely not yet, right? We will be. That does a lot for us. We have $1,106 of drawdown now. We're only $689 away. And we had a winning week, so a winning trade when we, frustrating week, but good way to end it, right? Obviously, we risked more. We were quote-unquote risking more. I was going to get out for a close back below. I just had this as my safety net. So I was really risking around 26 points. So I was still risking 26 times 8. I was risking about 200. I did make less than a 1-to-1, but I don't do well when I trade trends, which is what I'm trading. And I don't do well like taking profits when we're at all-time highs because I literally just don't have confidence in any targets. I trade based on draws and liquidity. So if I'm trading based on a draw and liquidity and I don't have any draws and liquidity, when we get above our only draw and liquidity, which is right here, I start to just second guess everything. So I should have held to where my blue line was at least. I think this kind of goes into yesterday's bad habit kind of slipped into today, which is not good. So this isn't a great winning day. It's nice to have a winning day, right? It's nice down your days where you're kind of not really doing what you need to do. It wins. But I mean, I'm not going to cry over a winning day. I mean, I took a good trade, right? Patient for the trade, saw it, trusted it. If we were, there's definitely ways we could have capitalized on this position for sure. And there would hit our final target. So that would have just gave us a $200 day if we got there. Because what am I going to target? Like, am I going to target here just so I can, like, where's the target, right? I could have targeted that, but I was only targeting that for a $200 day, which doesn't really matter because I need to get my account out of drawdown, and I already have the 5 winning days. So I kind of just was trailing the 10 a.m. candle just in case we won the reverse because sometimes you want to put in a wick. But like I was saying kind of too, when you're trading news, recently at least, news, once it starts expanding, it never comes back down to the open, at least not right away, not in the first minute or so. So that's why when we got here, I was confident to put my stop here. It started really pumping. I wanted to really just trail it up the whole way because, again, just not get greedy. What am I targeting? I don't know. I don't have any game plan once we get above all-time highs, which is the reason why it's tough to trade all-time highs, because there is no game plan. So could I manage to trade better? Absolutely freaking lutely. Am I going to sit here and beat myself up about it? No, right? What's the important things? We found good trades this week. We didn't overtrade. We didn't over leverage, right? There's important things to take away from this, right? This is where, again, all-time highs. We haven't been trading at all-time highs in a while. It's new for everyone again. I've traded all-time highs a few times, but it doesn't mean that I know where I'm targeting. I guess it should mean that I should be more confident just holding because, and again, we were looking for a short here. Good thing we never got triggered in. That's another thing. I'm not going to sit here and lose conviction that I was like, wow, why was I looking for shorts here? Well, this looked like a really good short model if we weren't at all-time highs. But we have no PD array. We're just bull squeezing or bear squeezing, whatever it is, where we're just, anyone that's trying to short this market is just getting squeezed out, and everyone's just longing. You know what? Let me get my money in. From this morning when news came out, we're already up almost 1%. That means that if you put $100,000 in the market, you'd be up $1,000 if you invested long-term. So anyone that has $1 million portfolio, they're up 10 grand today. They're up 10 grand today because the market's going up. So the market's going to keep going up because no one's taking profits when you're at the top. You might be taking some profits, but you're holding that bag. See how far it squeezes up, right? So that's kind of and who knows? I don't really know. So it's good to break the streak. We're now 1-3. We're 1-3 alive trading on these videos. So that's kind of cool too. that was kind of, I'm a very superstitious guy, so I would always have to, like, do certain things when I was if I thought something in my head whenever I was playing sports growing up, it's like I had to do it. Like if I was like, oh, I have to tie my shoe this way, or I have to do my left foot first, or all was very superstitious. So the fact that I was 0-3 on these live videos too, I'm not saying that it should matter, but I'm very superstitious, very OCD kind of guy. So I was kind of like, I'm down 0-3, like maybe I'm gonna always lose these. So that kind of weighed in on me too, decision making wise. But hey, man. I wanted to review the week before I lose everyone here because it's actually not that long of a video. 35 minutes, that's pretty... Dude, isn't that the beauty of trading? You're done with the day, 35 minutes, and 10 a.m., boom, I could go... if I didn't make social media content, I would be done with the day right now. My laptop would be off. I'd be going on my day. I'd go to the beach, hit a workout. I can't run. I think my right foot's like fractured or something. It's freaking annoying, but... I would just go do something, right? You can just go do whatever you want, right? And if you were traveling, let's say you're just traveling in Europe because you have money, you Airbnb, and you trade this morning. Right now, it's like 6-hour difference, so it'd be 4 p.m. Boom, 4 p.m., done with the day. You did something in the morning already. Now you can go and, get some nice food somewhere, watch, something. I don't know. Go to an event, go to a show, go to a concert or something, and go on with your day, travel, look at the world, man. That's what trading is beautiful because you can't do this with any other job. You can't do this if you're a real estate agent, even though you make your own hours and stuff and you make all this money. Because guess what? You're still having to bend over backwards for other people. That's why you got to lock in with trading. That's why I got to lock in with this, is because this is consistent. This is possible. This happens all the time. And there's nothing like it, man. If I did this across 5 accounts, that's about $800 today. You kidding me? $800? That's groceries and entertainment for the whole month, right? That's groceries, Wi-Fi. That's one day. So then you just have to have another good 2 or 3 days, and that's the whole month's rent and everything. Now, boom, everything else is profit. Invest, save, spend. Cool, man. I love this job. I love making YouTube content because you guys are crazy, man. I appreciate everyone that uses my code. It's like the money I make for my code now will be nothing if I made $800 in one day. This trade across 5 accounts would make me more money than my Alpha Futures codes got me in 2 months. So, but it's still cool to make money. It's still cool. I'm doing the math right now. And if I kind of stay on pace for how much I'm making on my affiliate code and on YouTube, I could make like 10 grand a year from just social media. I mean, that's not nothing, right? It's not like, oh, I can just retire or I can just only do social media, never become profitable, never work a job. Like, I've got to do something or become profitable. But who doesn't want an extra 10 grand a year? That's a vacation. That's a nice vacation. That's like 3 vacations for me. That's like 1 vacation for a family, right? That's a nice chunk of change. That's like a payment for a car that's a nice chunk of change. That's what I'm trying to say, man. I'm grateful for that. I'm trying to work on being more grateful in life. Yesterday, I was frustrated with closing my trade early, but I tried to just sit there with myself and be more grateful for life, be more grateful for I have 2 arms, I have 2 legs, I have 2 eyes I can see, I have 2 ears. Kind of back to Jota today. I mean, everybody in the world, or not everyone, but I would switch. If someone asked me, hey, yesterday, would you want to switch places with Diogo Jota, the soccer player? If you guys don't watch soccer, you probably won't know him, but he plays for Liverpool, big team, one of the best teams in the world. And, he's not like a full-time star, but he gets a lot of good minutes, he scores a lot of goals. Like, he's playing the Prem, making probably $250,000 a week, right? And if you asked me yesterday, hey, would you switch lives with him? Not because I don't like myself or I don't like my life or my family, but if I could be me, but then in his position, I would have been like, heck yeah, I would switch right now. Where do I sign? And it just shows you, man, why it's so important to be grateful for life, because he woke up this morning. He didn't wake up this morning. Or he did wake up. He's never going to have another, and that sounds bad. I don't know if you can say that, like, what happened on YouTube, but got in an accident, automobile accident, right? And now that's it. So the guy that I would switch places with in an instant, that I think has such a better life than me, and doing what I would want. And he did have a better life than me. Being a professional baller, that is sick. But it just shows you perspective. It's like I have 2 eyes, I have 2 ears, I have 2 arms, 2 legs. I'm healthy. I'm alive. I'm alive. And it's so easy to compare about what we don't have, what we don't get, what we don't whatever receive. But you have to just be grateful for everything, because in any instant it could be gone. It will be gone. It will be gone in an instant. I could be gone tomorrow. You guys may never see me again, right? We don't know. We don't know, right? Tomorrow doing fireworks, I could lose a finger, and then be grateful for everything you have, even if it's not better than other people's, because at the end of the day, that's all you're gonna have. That's all you have. And again, man, people that you would want to change place with an instant, one thing can happen, and their life ain't as good as it used to be, or they don't even have their life anymore. I don't want it to be like a depressing turn, but I think it can be a positive light of look, enjoy every day that you get to wake up and trade, even if you lose. Don't spiral, don't revenge trade, don't blow accounts, because guess what, man? It's a blessing for you to even lose that trade this morning. So don't make it a bad day. You just lost a trade, you learn from it, right? If we lost this trade, I was sitting there, I was like, man, I don't really know if I want to lose $300 today. But guess what? If I did, I'm lucky that I even got to wake up and lose money. I am so blessed that I even can wake up and do this and try and do this. That I have a family that supports my dreams. That I have people on YouTube that care about me, that want to watch me. I'm beyond blessed and fortunate for everything. And I barely have any money. I don't have any money. I don't succeed at trading. It's not like I'm making a full-time living off social media. It's passion, it's fun, it makes a little bit of money. But I'm still trying to find gratefulness. And again, some people might look at me and I'm probably in a better spot than some people, right? Maybe not that. I don't think I'm really in a better spot than many people. It's not that hard to be in a better spot than me. But some people will look at me and probably say, hey, oh, well, yeah, you have a YouTube channel that gets some views, and it's not. I'm a nobody, right? I don't think anyone thinks that I'm anyone. I don't think I'm anyone either, but I am a nobody. But some people might look at me and be like, hey, I want to be in that position. I want to be doing YouTube and be able to live at home, right? I'm blessed. I can live at home. Don't have to worry about bills. Some people will kill to be in my position, because there's some of you guys probably working 3-4 jobs trying to just survive. And yeah, I don't have money and you don't have money either, but you're having to earn to provide for yourself. So you're probably looking at me saying, man, I wish I was in that position. But it doesn't matter. So I'm trying. And then also too, there's a million people above me that I'm like, man, I wish I was them. But I still try and find a way to be grateful, because I am very blessed. And why would I want to be anyone else other than myself? Why? Why would I want to be anyone other than myself? So, I don't know. I think seeing Jota passing away today kind of made me a little bit trying to be more grateful. Obviously, winning the trade puts you in a better mood, but it just, again, reminded me that I just need to be grateful for the opportunities I've been given, man. It's like I want to be rich, I want to be successful, but guess what, man? That ain't really it. That really ain't the answer. Getting money, what's it gonna do, man? What if I have all this money, I'm just, still don't have a family, I still don't have a wife, you know what I mean? And yeah, if I had a lot of money, I think it'd be a lot easier to get a wife, sadly. But, would it? Would you really get what you want? And I always try and ask myself this, hey, if God gave me everything I want right now, would it really make me happy? Or would it just or is it just something I think I want? And I don't know, man. Don't really know where I'm going with that. Okay, I want to jump into the review for this week I want to talk about. And I kind of want to just bring up a few points here, man. So this trade won. We could have maximized more profits, right? That's something we journal, something we learn from. But my point being is dude, and this, I was going to say this before we even took this trade today, but in the last trades that we could have taken last week, we didn't take trades on Monday and Friday, right? So, and we would have won both of them, and they would have been big winners. So that would have been one winning day, a losing day, winning day. So this week we would have gone 3 for 4, and then this week We would have won this trade if we held it properly, and we would have won this trade. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winning trades and 1 losing trade of $170. Who knows how much I would have really maximized, but if we maximized the trades the way we were supposed to, not doing anything crazy, but trade this one the way we were supposed to, this would have been 3 plus. This would have been easily 3 plus. This would have been 2. This would have been another 50. That's 3, 6, 9. That's 3, 6, 9. That's a grand. That's a grand. Even just the 600 plus yesterday's, we'd be in profit on this account. Right, we've got the drawdown back just doing what we were supposed to do. So who knows? Maybe I don't get a payout from this account. Maybe we can't bring it back. But this shows, right, that like I would have won 5 of the last 6 trades I've taken, and I would have made more money than I would be now, right? Obviously, that's a very simple concept, but it's important, and reflecting on that's important because again, I'm not focusing on the money. But that's trading. Missing those trades, right? Closing this trade here when we're in longs and not getting up to here is crazy. We would have gotten another 57 points, another $120 on our account, plus the other contract that we probably scaled for $30. So, right? That's the difference. That is the difference between being profitable and not. And making profits and getting payouts. It's just the confidence to hold your trade, the trust in yourself to hold your trade. So I kind of want to reflect on that because it's like, look, man, that's how you succeed. That's how you do well. That's how you get where you want to be, right? That's how you do all those things. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. Please use code Diego on Apex and Alpha Futures. You're going to get an account. Again, 80% off Apex, 30% off on Alpha Futures, which basically makes it the same price as the Top Step Combine. And yeah, tomorrow's 4th of July. I hope you guys have a great 4th of July. I hope you guys spend it with friends or family. And tell some people you love them, man. And really tell people that you appreciate them in your life. Like I said, you don't know. You really don't know. Yeah, please just don't worry about where you're at in life. If you're not where you want to be financially, just enjoy tomorrow because guess what? Yeah, you might not be on a yacht tomorrow. You might not be able to buy a 10 grand with the fireworks. You might not be on a, lake house or something. But tomorrow, man, we're all celebrating. And if you live in the United States, we're all being grateful, right? And if you're with your family, you're with your family. If you're with your friends, you're with your friends, man. Like, that has nothing to do with money. Your friends, your family, that has nothing to do with money, right? So don't worry. Take one day off of worrying about money, worrying about stress, worrying about getting somewhere, being someone, being something. Take one day to yourself and be like, you know what? I'm happy to just be here. Happy to be here to experience this. I'm happy with that, right? Just take one day. So, yeah. Gonna do connections here since we actually gonna do connections in my Discord. I'm gonna go live in my Discord and do connections with the boys in there and girls. So I appreciate you, man. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I really do. Kind of just stalling because I have nothing to say. Yeah. Be more grateful. Be more grateful in life. Be more appreciative. Good things are coming right around the corner. If they don't, man, it's just life. It's just life, right? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. You can't do nothing about it. Just got to work hard, be honest, and show up. Show up, try and be better, and you will be rewarded in some way, right? Might not make sense now, but my favorite scripture, cannot remember it off the top of my head. Bible verse. I want to just read this one for you guys about birds. Look at the birds in the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Matthew 6:26. Look at the birds in the air. I'm gonna tweet this out, man. Look at the birds in the air. Do they not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet their heavenly Father feeds them? Are you not much more valuable than they? I love that, man, because it just reminds you. It's like, look, man, you're so stressed about becoming a profitable trader. I'm so stressed about making money. God's got me. Whatever his plan is, whatever he wants me to do, he's got me. And I just got to reciprocate it, right? Be grateful, be thankful, show up, be honest, work hard, try and be a better person, try and do right. And God will bless me. Why? Because I'm more important than the birds, right? So if they get fed, if they don't have to worry, if they're not worried, right, then why would I be worried? So appreciate all you guys. God bless. Have a great weekend. Please, man, have a great weekend. Even if you're not American, if you're not in the United States, man, have a great weekend anyways. Market's closed tomorrow. We're off work, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.